Hi everyone, I am Kanagaraj, Faculty for Agriculture. I take classes in SHANKAR IAS Academy for Agriculture Optional. In this video, we will see the complete analysis of this year UPSC Agriculture Optional paper. I'm sure you might be searching for this video because this year the Agriculture Optional paper was quite challenging and many students faced difficulty in the paper 2. Not only this year, for the last 2-3 years, there has been a major change in the way the UP sets the question paper. So a lot of changes happening in the last 2-3 years. So I will give you the complete analysis of this year optional paper. And at the end of this video, I will give you the ideas how you can manage for this recent trend. So what are the major changes in the agriculture optional paper? What are the recent trend? So for the last 2-3 years, one major change in our agriculture optional paper, there are more micro topic specific questions. So what is the meaning of this micro topic specific questions? For this, we need to understand our agriculture optional syllabus. So one of the main challenge in our agriculture optional paper the decoding of the syllabus. Actually, in our Agri college, the Agri course, we study more than 70 subjects in the college. In our agriculture optional syllabus in UPSC, they have covered 20 major topics. In the paper 1, 10 topics, and paper 2, 10 topics, around 10 topics. So actually, our agriculture optional syllabus is very elaborate. Since it's a technical paper, so the syllabus is very elaborate. But the problem is, the syllabus words are given in a very brief manner. You can find only the major headings in the syllabus. For example, weed science is one of the important subject in our paper 1. For the weed science, we can expect 2 to 3 questions every year from the weed science alone in the paper 1. But the syllabus is the syllabus words given for the weed science, just 2-line syllabus. Weeds, characteristics, dissemination, classification, and then the various methods of weed control. That's all. So no elaborate definition of the syllabus. Whereas if you see the botany syllabus, the syllabus is elaborate. At the same time, in the syllabus itself, they have given the micro topics, so that you cannot find in the agriculture syllabus. So one of the major problem for the students, those who are preparing on their own, it is difficult to identify what are the major topics, what are the minor topics they have to cover from the standard reference books. So for this, I am doing this decoding of the syllabus that I will inform later. So coming to the question pattern. So the micro topic specific questions. So what is the meaning? So here, for example, I have given some example here from the syllabus. In our paper 1, these are the areas, the syllabus words, the exact syllabus words given in the Agri optional paper. Cropping patterns in different agroclimatic zones of the country. Advanced tools for the ecosystem analysis, remote sensing and GIS. So these are the syllabus words. So earlier, 5-6 years back, the questions were mostly general, very generic questions. Simply, we can expect questions like, what are the different cropping patterns in the agroclimatic zones of the country? Or one general question, it's a repeated question also, a very famous question in this area. Discuss the various applications of remote sensing in agriculture or geographic information system. So for these type of questions, the answer is very simple. Just we can list out the different zones in the country. There are 15 agroclimatic zones in the country. So just we can list out the 15 zones and we can mention the different cropping pattern. Whereas for this question, remote sensing and edges, there are 10 applications, more than 10 applications in agriculture. So we can list out the application one by one. We can give some description under each point. So filling of page is very easy. When the question is very general, very generic, easily we can fill the page by writing 10 major applications. But nowadays, the problem is they're asking more micro topic specific question. For example, within this remote sensing application, they are going in depth. So out of this 10 application, they are focusing on 2-3 applications very specifically. So the questions are very specific and a micro topic specific question. So the question is about what is the role of remote sensing in the soil survey? What is the role of remote sensing in the weather forecasting? Or what is the role of remote sensing in the forestry, right? Or what is the role of remote sensing in the yield mapping? So these are the various applications, but nowadays they're asking 2-3 applications very specifically. So the challenge is you must cover this application very elaborately. In our Agri optional paper, for the 10, there are only 2 types of questions, 10 marks and 20 marks. For 10 marks, 2 pages. For 20 marks, 3 pages. So earlier, it was very easy to fill the page. But now, for a 20 mark question or 10 mark question, to fill the whole page, the 2 pages or 3 pages, you must know in-depth knowledge or the in-depth coverage of the particular syllabus. So this is very important. So they are moving from very generic question to specific questions. Similarly, in the molecular markers, this year, there was some question. You can see that the evolution. So how they are asking in different years across the year. So how they are asking questions. So from this area, molecular markers and their application in plant breeding. So this is our syllabus in the paper 2 in the plant breeding area. So here, in 2017, there was one question, discuss the application of molecular markers in agriculture. Very general, directly from the syllabus. So we know there are 10 applications of, more than 10 applications of molecular markers in agriculture. So we can write 8 to 10 applications one by one. We can just write, give description of 2-3 lines to fill the page. Then 2020, there was one question from the same topic, discuss the applications of molecular markers in agriculture with a special reference to marker assisted selection. Actually, this marker assisted selection is one of the application of molecular markers. So in 2020, they changed the question, the nature of question, overall application at the same time with a special reference to MAS. And this year, in 2025, they asked the question, okay, for 10 mark question, exclusively about the MAS, just one application of molecular markers. So what is mean by this MAS? Marker assisted selection with the example, and then what is their application in the gene introgressing, QTL tagging, and then recurrent selection, right? So they are focusing on only one application for the 2 pages. It was a 10 mark question. So you have to write for the 2 pages for a single application. So the problem is, earlier we can cover this topic in general with the 8 to 10 applications. So for each point, for each application, we can prepare just 2-3 lines. That's enough. But now, for every application, you have to prepare at least a half-page notes so that we can manage this type of very specific questions. So this is the main problem nowadays in Agri optional. So what they're expecting actually in this area, the first one is syllabus coverage. So when they ask micro-topic specific questions in our optional paper, you need to cover each and every topic elaborately. So the in-depth coverage is very important, and you cannot miss any topic in the syllabus. Each and every topic is important. So it will affect those who are preparing only based on the PYQ. So this is what repeatedly I'm telling my students, my class students. Preparation is based on only PYQ. It won't be helpful. It is not sufficient. So we have to cover the entire syllabus. And for the covering the syllabus, again the problem is the syllabus words are not given elaborately. So first we need to decode the syllabus. And then after decoding the syllabus, you have to identify every micro topic in the syllabus. Then you have to prepare notes for every micro topic in the syllabus. Right? So this is very important. So that's why I have prepared one decoding of the syllabus. So here you can see, this is for a plant physiology. And if you see the syllabus words, just soil, water, plant relationship. Okay. So just 3 words are given, but under this, we have to cover this much. So all these topics are related to the 3 words, soil, water, and plant relationship. So we need to cover absorption, translocation, that is ascent of sap, and then transpiration. Okay. So this is a complete decoding of the syllabus. Actually, you can find these documents in my comment channel. If you search in the Telegram channel, if you search with my name, Kanagaraj Agri optional for UPSC, in the channel, I am regularly posting a lot of inputs for Agri optional, including current affairs. And then for this topic, principles of plant physiology of the plant nutrition and absorption translocation, we have to cover these areas: nutrient absorption, mineral nutrition topic, translocation. And then metabolism of nutrients. We have to cover all these. And this year they asked about the amino acid metabolism. Actually, it's part of the nitrogen metabolism. Okay. So only if we decode the syllabus, we can able to prepare for this topic. This is very important. Then enzymes, we have to cover this much, right? So for every topic, the syllabus words are very brief, and we need to cover this much area. Okay. Then only we can able to address all part of the question. Right. So, so currently this is one of the major challenge in our Agri optional paper. And next important thing, recently one more major challenge, inclusion of keywords in the question itself. Literally, they are giving answer in the question itself. Important keywords, hints, and subheadings, everything in the question itself. See, for example, if you see this year question paper, last year pattern also. In this question paper, so question number 4A, explain the productive, protective, ameliorative, recreational, educational, and developmental functions of Indian forest. So the question they could have asked simply, what are the different functions of Indian forest? That's very simple, right? But actually, they're mentioning every function in the question itself, because actually this is the answer. So we discuss about the protective function, ameliorative function, recreational function, and educational and developmental function, right? So what they're trying to do, they are forcing you to write the answer with a proper structure. You need to address every part of the question. So here, no extra story. And so they are avoiding this unnecessary content in the answer paper. Okay, just you have to focus on the question direction. Actually, it's advantage for us. So we need to think about the answer structure. If you see the question, then simply you can follow the question direction and you can address for each part of the question. But the problem is you must know all dimensions of a particular topic. So that's a challenge. So what they are expecting, you must know the all dimensions of a particular topic. Then only you can able to answer. And see here in this question, explain the saltation, surface creep, and suspension with reference to wind erosion. Actually, this is nothing but wind erosion types, the different types of wind erosion. So they would have simply asked different types of wind erosion, but they have given the answer in the question itself. So you must focus on the saltation, surface creep, and suspension. No extra story, right? So what they are expecting, they are pinpointing. So what are the content you should write with the proper structure, right? So they are making it very specific in the question. So earlier, when the question is very general or generic, we can write whatever we know about the particular topic. But this time they are asking very specifically, right? So we should prepare based on the demand of the UPSC. So what they are thinking, what is their expectation? Based on that, we have to modify our preparation. Right? And then one more pattern, one more change, a lot of indirect questions also. So why and how type of questions. So these indirect questions are, since Agri is a technical paper, it's a science paper, so we can expect a lot of indirect questions. So they are purely based on the conceptual understanding. So why and how type of questions, why it's occurring, how it is done. Okay. So for example, this year, why the fruit trees, why we need to propagate the fruit trees vegetatively. So we can give a lot of reasons. Okay, once you understand, okay, actually this is nothing but the advantages of asexual mode of reproduction, vegetative mode of reproduction, so that we can produce the true to type plants. In the vegetative mode of reproduction, we can produce the true to type plants. They are exactly same as of the parents, and moreover, the fruit trees are mostly they are perennial. So we cannot wait for the till the formation of the seeds. So when you propagate vegetatively, we can quickly we can speed up the breeding cycle, so that they can bear the fruits within 3 to 4 years. In case of mango, if you sow the seed of mango, it will take more than 7-8 years to bear the fruit. But if you take cuttings or layering technique, grafting technique, we can the plants will bear fruits within 3 to 4 years. So we can reduce the time duration, and moreover, we'll get the true type plants. So a lot of advantages of asexual mode of reproduction. So why type of question? So if you understand the basic understanding of the vegetative mode of reproduction, then we can able to answer for this question, right? So this type of indirect questions are also very common nowadays. And then crop specific questions. So earlier in the weed science or irrigation, other topics, nutrient management, in those areas, the questions are very general. But nowadays they are asking crop specific questions from a particular area. So proper weed control method for a particular crop, or irrigation scheduling for a particular specific crop. So they are specifically asking pulses, oil seeds, or any crop in the millets. So these type of questions are also very common. And then calculation based questions. Again, mostly from the weed science and irrigation area, they're asking calculation based questions, right? So these are the major trend in the Agri optional paper in the recent time. So how can we prepare for this? So what should be your approach for the recent trend? So first, I told you, first you must prepare a detailed subtopic list from the syllabus. So the detailed decoding of the syllabus is very important. Then for every subtopic, you must have a proper short notes. Then in another video, I will discuss about this preparation strategy, how to prepare the short notes and all. Then you have to study the syllabus in depth. So what they're expecting, know superficial coverage. So they're expecting, UPSC is expecting in-depth coverage as well as wide coverage. You must know all dimensions of a particular topic. At the same time, you have to cover in-depth. So this is the difference between the optional paper and the GS paper. Okay. So no superficial coverage, and please avoid only PYQ mode, because I know many students for which optional, earlier it was the pattern. It was the preparation strategy. 5 to 6 years back, if you cover the PYQ, then you can able to answer most of the questions. But nowadays, this is not the trend. Okay, this is not the strategy now. So we cannot prepare only based on the PYQ. So they are asking many new questions. They are exploring new topics. For example, in the plant physiology, if you go through the previous year question paper, 2-3 years back, there was a single question from the metabolism topic. Actually, it's part of our syllabus. Metabolism of carbohydrates, protein, and fat. So this is the topic. There was not a single question from this area in the last 10-15 years, 3 years back. But in the last 2-3 years, they're asking question from this area. So first they covered the carbohydrate metabolism, starch and sucrose. Then this year they asked about the protein metabolism, amino acid synthesis. Okay. Then we can expect one more topic, fat metabolism, next year maybe, right? So please avoid this PYQ mode of preparation. My suggestion is always first to cover the syllabus. If you cover the syllabus, automatically you can able to cover the PYQs. Then, so after covering the syllabus, then see the PYQ. If any topic is okay, so if you are missing any topic in the PYQ, then you can cover separately. Then to address this problem, microtopics to see question, so prepare at least a half-page notes for every microtopic in the syllabus. Then they're always expecting a proper structured answer for in the Agri optional paper. So please don't dump your answers randomly. Always organize your points properly. And mostly this is not a major challenge now, because in the question itself, they are giving the direction very clearly. Just to follow the question instruction, just to follow the question direction, you can able to answer with the proper structure. And then, since the questions are mostly very specific, so please avoid the giving generic answers, right? Actually, that's not the nature of the question. They're asking very specifically, and the crop specific questions are very common. So we cannot write answers very generically. And then one more important area that is inevitable now, package of practices. So recent times, for the last 3-4 years, they are compulsory 1 or 2 questions from the PYQ, both in paper 1 and paper 2. And this year they asked 2 questions in the paper 2 and 1 question from the paper 1 from cotton. In the paper 1, they asked about the POP for the cotton. In the paper 2, grapes and 1 more crop. Okay. So we must cover package of practices for the important agricultural and horticultural crops. So if you follow my channel, the Telegram channel that I mentioned earlier, so this is my Telegram channel link. I will put it in the description. So if you follow my channel, I will provide this decoding. Usually I'm sharing this decoding of the syllabus. And I'm also regularly giving model answer for the package of practices for various croplands. So where you can find a model answer for the various croplands. And moreover, I'll give the important crops. What are the important crops you have to cover for agriculture and horticulture? So really, for the last 3-4 years, there is a major change in the Agri optional paper. So you need to prepare based on this recent trend to score high marks in the Agri optional paper. So it's always easy. Agri optional paper is one of the popular optional. And recently, my students also, last year alone, nearly 7 students from the CSE and 7 students from the Forest Service, they cleared the agriculture with Agri optional. So recent days, we are getting good results from Agri optional. So no need to worry about that. But always, when you come to CSE preparation, you must work hard. Okay, there is no excuse or there is no, okay. So the syllabus coverage is non-negotiable. Okay, if you cover the syllabus properly with this approach, you can able to score high marks. So it's easy only. And this is not only Agri optional. For every optional, because we have I haven't, okay. So I have discussed with the other faculties also. So this pattern is, okay, the change of pattern is for all other optional. So everyone is facing the same difficulty, right? So competition is all about relative performance. So don't worry about the absolute performance. It's all about relative performance. So if you cover the syllabus properly with the proper study material, definitely you can able to score high marks. So I hope this video will be useful for you. Thank you.